when you're in a position of power, human nature kicks in, and you want a little more. Then you happy, you content for a minute, but then you have an opportunity to get more. And sometimes to get even more, you might have to do some shady things. And that's what you did. I don't care if you're Democrat, I don't care if you're Republican, I don't care if you're anything in between. You break the law, you have to do the time. Can somebody explain to me why, and this is just like just an introduction to what we're going to be talking about here, which is Eric Adams and just him blatantly breaking laws after laws, right? The basic problem to this is money being allowed to influence people in power. Like, that's the basic conversation we need to have to even understand why Eric Adams is in the legal troubles he's in. You know what I'm saying? And this is federal. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes don't miss. If they want you, they're going to get you. You know what I'm saying? But the basic conversation is we need to make sure that these people in power, politicians, are not being influenced by money. And trust me, we see it all the time. I don't care if you're a Republican voter or a Democrat voter, you understand this basic logic. If you give somebody a large amount of money or just large, expensive things, you know, you can sway them. And nobody is strong enough to say no. You pay me enough money, I might say some crazy things. I might be wearing a Trump hat, throw Trump's picture behind here and be like, hey, these blacks need to stay in their place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would turn into a Candace Owens quickly. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure she's making some good money. But we need to make sure that we understand that these politicians should not be receiving money illegally or even from super PACs. That's an issue on his own. And he tried to, you know, and you know, we're going to watch the video, but he tried to like hide the money through streams of legal ways. You know what I'm saying? That's how he got caught up, because, you know, there's actually smart people who track these things. And he thought he was just too sly to not get caught. So let's go ahead and, what is this, CBS News? Let's go ahead and watch, and let's get informed.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on multiple federal charges in an alleged decade-long corruption case. Charges were revealed in an unsealed indictment on Thursday. The Democrat is facing 5 charges, including bribery, wire fraud, and 2 counts of soliciting of a contribution by a foreign national. The 57-page indictment details what prosecutors call Adams's, quote, corrupt relationships with foreign business people, including at least one Turkish government official. The claims date back to 2014, when he was the Brooklyn borough president. Adams denies the charges, but prosecutors say he knew what he was doing.
As we allege, Mayor Adams took these contributions even though he knew they were illegal. And even though he knew these contributions were attempts by a Turkish government official and Turkish businessmen to buy influence with him.
This is not surprising to us at all. The actions that have unfolded over the last 10 months, the leaks, the commentary, the demonizing, this did not surprise us that we reached this day.
What? Okay, first off, I don't understand why he's trying to make a theater here. He's trying to have all these black folks behind him to one, try to paint a picture, right? Like that's obvious, all right? But bro, they've been tracking you for 10 months. Do you think this is just like, hey, let's just attack Eric Adams? Let's you do know they have receipts, right? They're not going to pursue something like this and then not have, you know, their chips in place, their ducks in a row. You know what I'm saying? I think they know your hand. And I hate it. I seen in some other interviews, and I was trying to look for the videos, but I couldn't find them. But he was trying to blame Joe Biden, saying, "Oh, because I spoke out against his, immigration policies and what he was doing with the immigrants." It's like, bro, first off, that was a minute ago. All right, let's just get that straight. Second off, there are plenty of Democrats, voters, and politicians that were against a lot of things that Joe Biden was putting forward. So why is he after you? Once again, it is easier for you to say, hey, these people don't like me. These people are trying, out to get me. You're trying to tap into the emotional side of people, and the facts say different. You know what I'm saying? You can't use that black card when you're in trouble. You can't use that political card like, hey, the Democrats, the Republicans are trying to get me. Bro, if they got the receipts, they got the receipts. Argue that. I want to see you argue the money and the luxury that they were giving you. Argue on that. But don't sit here and try to blame other people as if they're out to get you, because one, that's a Republican strategy. Two, sane people who can read and write and kind of do a little critical thinking, they're gonna look past that bull. So it's better for you to fight the facts and not create conspiracy. Come on now.
Andy McDonough, deputy City Hall reporter at the news organization City and State New York, joins me now from City Hall. Thanks for being with us. Okay, explain to us these charges and some of the incidents of alleged bribery and solicitation that the prosecutors laid out in this indictment.
Sure, you ran through the main counts there, but I kind of put them in two categories. There's soliciting and accepting travel benefits, things like business class flight upgrades, free stays in luxury hotels, entertainment, food, on behalf of Turkish nationals who expected to receive some sort of benefit or favor with the then borough president of Brooklyn. Second category is, as you mentioned, soliciting and accepting illegal donations from foreign nationals. Mainly, it appears in the form of a straw donation, illegal scheme.
Adams' mayor said in the press conference that this is not a surprise. They've been waiting for this for months. What does he mean by that?
Well, this first came to light in November of 2023 when Adams' fundraiser and another staffer for Adams as borough president and as mayor had their homes raided by federal authorities early in the morning in early November last year. And for the last 10 months or so, there's been a buildup. There's been what seems to be some stalls. There's been more subpoenas issued. There's been a lot of waiting around to see what the feds really have here. And this is sort of the grand unveiling of exactly what Adams and potentially some of his other associates, we may see in future indictments, are alleged to have done.
And so, Annie, now that we've seen the grand unveiling, New Yorkers are not shy of opinions. What's the response been from local officials, the press, that kind of thing?
From local officials, again, we've been waiting for this for 10 months, it feels like. So it's a little bit of finally we see what there is there. Local officials have not been kind. You know, it's not just the far left or progressives, people who Adams says have been against him since the beginning. It's more mainstream Democrats, it's moderates. Some are calling for his resignation already. Some are saying this looks very bad for the city and are sort of pointing in that direction, but stopping short of calling for the mayor to step down at this point. You know, there's some saying that, you know, he deserves to make his defense and make his case, but Adams has claimed, you know, in the last week or so, as things started to ramp up, that people calling for his resignation are those who have been against him from the beginning of his mayoralty, you know, progressives. That is not the case anymore. It's really a wider breadth of people who are raising very public concerns about his fitness for office.
Andy McDonough, thank you so much.
Hey, no. Thank me too. All right, I did beautiful commentary. All right, let's just go ahead and wrap this up. All right. Like I said, these are federal issues being brought to you. All right. These dudes have an amazing record. It's better for you to step down, save face, and still have a chance, in a sense, to kind of create your own narrative. But if you go through the court and everything's going to be public, we're going to know. And like I said before, sane people are going to see through the bull, see through the conspiracies that you want to try to make up, and it's not going to look good. Then your name is really going to be tainted. So in my opinion, it's better to step down, say, hey, I did this, dude pulled the Tim Pool card. Hey, I didn't know where this money came from. I just took it, and I should have asked questions, but I didn't. I just took the money and just went about my business, But it's reckless. It's stupid on all kinds, on every level, to sit here and say people were out to get you. Because looking at the information that was provided, it looks like you got yourself caught up. That's simple. There's no boogeyman. There's no secret state. There's no, boogeyman. It was you being greedy, because that's what, when you're in a position of power, human nature kicks in, and you want a little more. Then you happy, you content for a minute, but then you have an opportunity to get more. And sometimes to get even more, you might have to do some shady things. And that's what you did. I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're anything in between. You break the law, you have to do the time. What I had a funny quote in here. But it's simple. But once again, if you guys disagree with me, I'm pretty sure it's going to be very little disagreements, because this is a Democrat now under the spotlight, and people in the Democratic Party, they're not shy to say, hey, you should step down, or you deserve what's coming to you. If this was a Republican, it'd be conspiracies. It'd be, no, he did nothing wrong. This is the deep state and this and this. And, they would turn an eye, what I'm saying? They'd turn their backs. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be very little disagreements in my comment section. Trust me, no one's going to be really defending Eric Adams, because he's a Democrat and he's black, but like I said, none of that matters. If you break the law, if you do the crime, you got to pay the time. I didn't want to say that. That's so corny, but I said it anyway, all right? But once again, like always, let's have that conversation.